Yes, ma'am.
So the Democrat in Iowa's second congressional race, she expects to be filing a petition that announced that she will income at least under the congressional. I don't have it right in front of me.
She filed with the House administration. It's the wrong place to go. If you have these challenges, you should go to court. Why would she avoid going to court? This has already been through a recount. The recount has finished. The Republican, Mariette Miller Meeks, is the winner, and I expect her to be seated come January.
But if the Speaker does take it up, and if the committee does take it up, will we see something similar that we saw in 1985, where
The Bloody Eight of Indiana, where power corrupts absolutely, where they took away the voice of the American public who voted for an individual, and the Democrats sitting in the House decided who won and lost? Let's hope it does not come to that. That should never return itself ever in this country again.
Do you take the Attorney General on his word that there was no widespread voter fraud that would have changed the outcome of the election?
I'm sorry, when did the Attorney
He did
General
an
say
interview
that?
with the AP where he said there
I
was no...
haven't seen the interview, sorry. Yes.
Are Republicans going to be supportive of an NDAA that doesn't include the language that the president would like on there?
We continue to work on the NDAA. We know that we will get an NDAA done, as we've done for the last 60 years, but we also know that Section 230 of what has happened, what I've stated back in October, it needs to be repealed. These technology companies are not acting in the manner of why 230 was created, to give them protections. If they want to pick and choose what goes on, as we see on a daily basis, they don't need that protection any longer. Yes, sir.
Joe Biden says that on his first day in office, he'll use Title IX to give transgender students access to sports, bathrooms, and locker rooms in accordance with their gender identity in all federally funded schools. Do you think that he has the power to unilaterally do that, and do you agree with that?
Let's wait until who's sworn in, and we could discuss that. Yes.
COVID relief, I mean, give us a timeline. When do you think it needs to be done? McConnell sounded relatively optimistic this morning. Schumer less so. Do you have a? I mean, the government runs out of money next week, so.
Yeah, I mean, we have December 11th, so you have a date. That's government funding, though. That's not COVID. For too long, Pelosi has used just for a political game, harming the economy, picking individuals to harm simply for the fact that she wanted an outcome to an election. The election is over, so I'm more optimistic now that we can get something done. But unfortunately, more people are hurting. 40 times the Democrats had an opportunity that they voted no on. Working with President Trump, with Mnuchin, and with McConnell, I feel we've got a better opportunity now than at any time. I think those members on the Democratic side who said they would sign a discharge petition, if they would sign that discharge petition, I bet you we'd get a COVID bill that day.
Do you and on government funding, do you foresee an omnibus coming together, or do you think it'll be a CR at this point?
I can see how we could have an omnibus. I could also see how Democrats can play a game and make it a CR, which is not beneficial to the nation, cost us more in the long run. I'd like to see an omnibus get done. Yes.
On the $900 billion bipartisan proposal that came out earlier this week, what are your thoughts on that? And is there any concern that if Republicans don't step forward a little bit on this compromise proposal that they might get backlash, that you guys aimed at Democrats for not accepting the problem solvers?
Republicans' only goal is to get a bill done. We'll work with anyone who wants to work with it. We've watched Nancy Pelosi every time we've done a bill from the CARES Act and others to stop it. She's been successful in stopping COVID relief throughout the entire summer, even though she said the House would not leave until we got a bill done. We've watched them vote 40 times against it. Republicans will always work together to find common ground, especially with Americans hurting the way they are, just as we've done all summer long. And I'm more hopeful today than I was in the past that we can get it done, because many people are finally telling Nancy Pelosi and her own party that she has been wrong to hurt those who are unemployed, the small businesses that are shuttering every day. You know, not every business can be named the French Laundry and people will just go to it. Small businesses are now shutting down.
So to be clear, are you still considering the $908
To be clear, we have a proposal out there right now that I think we can work towards. The 900 proposal I know they put out there, but I think what has been working on right now with the White House, with Mnuchin, with McConnell and the Senate on the other side is really the starting point and where we'll probably end up.
Last question?
Yes.
Can you clarify that point a little bit? I mean, you talked that you've been working with the White House on this. Do you view that Mnuchin-McConnell framework that we've all seen now as a starting point for negotiations, or sort of,
No,
this is the offer, take it or leave it?
No, look, we want to get a bill done. At the same time, we've been trying to talk with the Speaker. I think she is becoming more open than she has in the past. Hopefully that she's viewing what is going on across the country, the pain that is happening. You know, the Speaker a number of weeks ago said doing nothing is better than doing something. She's probably the only person in this country that believes that. I hope she's finally changed her belief on that. Doing nothing is not better than doing something. That means nobody gets help. And I think people have been hurt too long. Businesses have been shut down permanently. People have lost their jobs. You can walk anywhere in this country, you can see that. But you can also tell exactly the person that has caused it. The Speaker of this House has denied the ability to help go to the American public simply because she wanted to determine something would happen in an election, to harm President Trump and him getting reelected. Well, what has happened is American people are hurting, and that has got to stop. Thank you all very much. Hope you have a good weekend.
As a concession?